Hi Libra, welcome to your September 2023 energy reading. My name is Kimberly from the Path Illuminated. If you are returning, thank you so much for your support. If you are new here, welcome. As I mentioned, I am an energy reader and an alignment guide. I will be posting monthly energy readings, if nothing else, depending on my own personal time constraints. I can't believe we're at the end of August. It is August 31st as I am recording this reading. We just had the super blue full moon in Pisces yesterday, August 30th or 31st, depending on where you are on the globe. I was able to get out and see it. It was absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, we are in Virgo season. I don't know about you, but the energies as of late have been pretty intense. We do have 7 planets in retrograde right now: Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Venus, Mercury, Uranus, and Chiron. So if you've been feeling triggered, emotional, you are certainly not alone, and I hope you're taking care of yourself, Libra. As I mentioned, I'm an energy reader and an alignment guide. If you are interested in a personal reading, I will leave my website details below. You can check on my offerings there. This will be a general energy reading for the Libra collective. So take what resonates and leave the rest. And as I always like to remind y'all of, remember that this is your life and you know yourself and your situation better than anybody else. So make sure you always trust your own discernment and judgment. And remember that you have free will. So if something comes out in the reading, remember, Libra, you can change your perspective on a situation. You can change how you deal with the situation. You can change how you deal with people, right? Nothing is set in stone. You can always change the energy with a thought, a perspective shift, or an action. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to start with 5 cards for the overall energy, and then we'll pull some cards to clarify, and then we will close it out with an oracle card. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Please help me in pulling a clear and accurate reading for the Libra collective for the month of September. What messages, what insights, what perspective, what feedback, what guidance do you have for the Libra collective for the month of September? Thank you, angel spirits and guides, for helping me to pull a clear, accurate, and beneficial reading for the Libra collective for September. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. What messages do you have for Libra? Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Can I get one more card for the overall energy for Libra for the month of September, Spirit? Thank you. One more card, Spirit, please. Thank you. For Libra. Okay. So we have got the initial 5 cards out there. Let's pull some clarifiers here as I sit with this energy we've got. All right. Spirit, why is the 7 of Cups here for Libra? Why is the 7 of Cups here for Libra? Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Okay. Why is the Chariot here, Spirit? Okay. Why is the Emperor in reverse here, Spirit? Too many cards. Why is the Emperor in reverse here, Spirit, for Libra? Okay. Why is the Hangman in reverse, Spirit? For Libra. Why is the Hangman in reverse for Spirit? For Libra. For the month of September. Hangman in reverse. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. Why is the Hangman in reverse? Oh, okay. And why is the Five of Pentacles for Spirit? Why is the Five of Pentacles for Spirit? For Libra. That's too many cards. Can I just get one or two, please, Spirit, for the Five of Pentacles? All right, Libra. So first card out is the Seven of Cups. It's clarified by the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. So it seems like the month of September, you really are up in your head. You're thinking about your options with regard to how to move forward. And looking at the cards that are here, I do think this is about love and relationships personally. Only you're going to know, right? I think you are considering your options. You might be a bit confused as far as how to move forward. I see that the month of September, you're overthinking, you're stuck in your head. You are having sleepless nights about whatever choices you're trying to figure out how to make, and you're really contemplating if the relationships that you have been investing in, your time, energy, resources, has actually been bearing fruit. Like, this relationship that you're in, has it actually been giving you a return on your investment? And it seems like you're kind of stuck in your head with regard to whether to stay or whether to go, where you see yourself in the future. The Chariot, you are definitely feeling momentum, and at this time you may want to make a change, but because of the fact that now Libra, I have a Mars in Libra, and I love air signs in general. I love Libras because they really work very hard to maintain peace and balance. And they like to see things from all perspectives, which I think is really great. But sometimes that can be sort of where you deal with the friction as far as how to move forward, because it's clear that there's some momentum, right? This is a card of Cancer for what it's worth, right? That like everything that you need, you have in order to move forward. But I think that it is about accepting that this relationship that you've been in, it appears, right, based on the cards, it appears that this relationship is not reciprocal. Perhaps it has, outlived its place in your life, right? Like, not every single relationship we're in is necessarily meant to last forever, even if that relationship is meant to be in our life, if that makes sense, right? People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lesson, or all three. And so like, I do feel like you want to move forward, and it seems to me like whether or not you admit it to yourself or anybody else, deep down, you know that this relationship, this commitment that you're in, is not working. And like, look, this absolutely could also have to do with a close friendship or a family dynamic. It's just that I'm seeing, a decent amount of cups energy here, Four of Wands in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse here. So I'm getting the feeling that this has to do with a romantic relationship, but only you're going to know, right? This could be a very close family or a friendship, right? It's definitely dealing with an intimate relationship, a close relationship that you have, that you are really stuck in your head because you're coming to the conclusion that the time and the energy that you have been investing is not working out, and you want to move on from this non-reciprocal relationship, but you're like feeling very insecure at this time. Perhaps you are afraid of letting go of the devil, Perhaps, you know, like you've been in this commitment, this connection for so long, you've known them for so long, that the idea of moving on from it, of ending it, makes you look at yourself differently. Perhaps it makes you fear the judgments of others, right? Something I can say as somebody who's been divorced for several years, right? When you've been in a long-term commitment, it can become a part of your identity for better or for worse. And there are other people involved, family members, friends, right? And so to consider the impact of a decision to move away from a commitment that you've been in for a long time, it's understandable that even if you kind of like, it's been there, you've been thinking about it, and you are feeling anxious about moving on, it also makes sense that you would be really hesitant. And also, like I mentioned, we are in the middle of retrograde. We've got Venus retrograde. We've got Mercury retrograde. So the fact that you're being triggered and, you know, you're having sleepless nights and you're feeling angst as far as like you want to move forward, but you are feeling insecure about that decision, totally makes sense. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking your time. Absolutely take your time. You definitely, again, Two of Pentacles, this is about making decisions, right? Trying to figure out what is best, like what are the pros and the cons. Very clear that this situation is out of balance. It seems to me like you are overgiving and continuing to jump through mental hoops to justify staying in this commitment. But it's obvious that it's out of balance. You're having a very hard time. This is the Hangman, but it's in reverse. You're having, if it's upright, this is about taking a step back, a different perspective. It seems to me like you are very much struggling with that, despite the fact that this Four of Wands reverse, this relationship is not stable. It's not reciprocal. It's not stable. It's out of balance. But you clearly are afraid of what would happen if you were to walk away from this situation. I don't know if you're married. I don't know if you own a home together, if you have children together, if you have investments together, but it looks like you are afraid not just of how are people going to view me, what is my life going to be like without this person that I've become used to, even if I'm not happy, but like it seems like you're afraid that there could also be a negative financial impact to you. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, right? This is, again, indicating that this, whatever has been going on, right? Because Ten of Pentacles upright is about having the money, the home, the family, all of that stuff. Like, it may appear that you have this, but in reality, this is actually what is going to drain your resources, your abundance, and your finances. Is if you cling to a relationship that is no longer reciprocal, that is out of balance, right? And you're doing it because of fear of how people are going to look at you or how your finances might be impacted, like the fallout, the consequences. But because you are holding on to this relationship, Libra, out of fear, that lack mentality, that like, if I leave this person, people are going to judge me. You know, this person might come after me for money. They might ruin my reputation, whatever it is, right? Like, only you know what this is. That lack mentality of, if I leave, I'm going to lose everything I've built. That lack mentality, instead of having the belief that the universe is going to provide, that's actually what's going to continue to drain your resources and your abundance, Libra. You are being called to fight for yourself, for your happiness, for your freedom, but you're going to have to accept that there is going to be fallout. There's going to be people that are hurt, that are upset, that are used to you, Libra, compromising yourself and your own values to keep the peace. And that's kind of like, it's the shadow side of Libra, is that like, we love you, Libra, that you are a peacekeeper, but if you maintain the peace at the expense of yourself, you're going to create turmoil within yourself. And that is the cause of your sleepless nights. That's the cause of your insecurity, is you're worried about everybody else. And I don't think you've gotten to this place yet, Libra, of understanding that how you feel is more important than how anybody else feels. That doesn't mean be a jerk. That doesn't mean be selfless or selfish, right? And choosing yourself is not being selfish. It's saying like, hey, I'm not happy, you're not happy. I loved you and I care about you, but honestly, at the end of the day, if you're in a commitment, a relationship, a friendship, whatever, a deep commitment that is no longer working and has become toxic to you, where you have to compromise yourself and your values, staying in that relationship is not loving, Libra. It's just not. The most loving thing you could do if you know that this relationship is no longer working is to free yourself and to free that other person to find something that is more aligned. I'm going to pull a couple more cards just to get a little more insight and advice from Spirit on this situation for you. Spirit, can I get a few more cards for Libra regarding this situation? Nine of Wands. The 10 of Wands is the end of a painful cycle. So you're still holding on to this stress, to this responsibility that you're feeling for this person. The way, you know, perhaps the, whatever your family might think, your friends, right? But you are very, very close to this end. Even though you want to avoid it. Again, Four of Wands reversed again. This commitment is not stable. It's no longer bringing you happiness. It is sucking you dry, actually. The moon, we just had this full moon, this super blue full moon in Pisces. And I think that this energy is going to continue to trigger you, and it's going to continue to bring up these emotions that you've been suppressing. We can run from ourselves for only so long, Libra. And we can also like make this situation and this conflict about the other person that like, well, I keep trying and I keep working at it and da-da-da-da-da, but it takes two. So if the other person isn't willing or able to put in the work, Libra, like, what are you doing? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you trust yourself, if you love yourself enough to know that you deserve to be happy, it doesn't matter. Again, Five of Swords, right? Like, again, if you want to be happy, you're going to have to risk upsetting some people, disappointing some people. And at the end of the day, Libra, if everybody else is happy with you but yourself, like, it's honestly not worth it. You actually need to choose yourself. And it's understandable, right? Like, if you've been in a long-term relationship and a commitment, you've invested a lot of time and resources. It is not easy to detach yourself. It's not easy to remove yourself. Like I said, I've been divorced for many years. It becomes your life, it becomes your identity, right? And even if you know that the relationship is expired, that doesn't mean that you stop caring about this person. But to maintain a relationship just because, well, this is what we've been doing for X amount of years, so I guess we'll just do it, when you know that you're not happy, they're not happy, and the only reason you're doing it is to save face. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. So you definitely do want to move forward into a more stable path in your life and something new. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody that takes their time to really think about the path forward, the pros and the cons, and how they want to move forward. So, like, again, this is not bad energy, right? I just think, like, clearly, I think the retrogrades, and I think it's interesting, right? We have 7 planets in retrogrades and we have 7 cups. So I think this retrograde period is really going to continue to trigger you to help bring things up so that you can better identify what is going on, what's working and what's not. And again, love yourself through this process, like making these transitions, coming to the conclusion that, like, yes, I've loved this person for a long time. We've been in a commitment for a long time, but it's no longer working for whatever reason. They're not willing, they're not able, we're no longer aligned. We've grown and changed in opposite directions, but staying because of fear of how other people are going to look at you, that, you know, what if, you know, I lose my reputation, I lose my money, right? That's going to continue to drain you if you are staying in this relationship simply out of fear. However, like I said, taking your time to sit with this, to assess what's going on, to reconsider your options, and to really ask Spirit to give you the guidance and the strength on how to move forward in the most beneficial way for both of you. But understand, Libra, that once you decide to choose yourself, you are going to disappoint people, and you're going to have to learn to be okay with that. Because again, if you are prioritizing the feelings of other people, you are going to keep creating a war within yourself where you're overthinking, you're questioning yourself, you're doubting yourself, you're stressed out. You're having sleepless nights because your soul knows that things are not right, and it is trying to help you to grapple with that reality. Change is not easy, and like I said, we are in a very volatile time right now, so definitely love yourself through this process. It's not easy, but if you believe that the universe has something lovely for you, wonderful for you, aligned for you, abundant for you, which it does for everyone, you do have to be willing to trust that walking away from people, places, and situations that are no longer working, that the universe is going to bless you for making that decision. Do not stay just because you're afraid of what is on the other side, Libra. Don't allow fear to control you. Allow hope and faith in the future to help you figure out the best path forward, despite the fact that, you know, yeah, choosing yourself, walking away from the way that used to be, letting go of codependency and people pleasing, and learning how to choose yourself, your boundaries, your values over what other people feel and think. It's gonna hurt some people, it's gonna upset some people, but they're gonna be fine. This is your life, Libra, and you need to live it for yourself. Let's pull a card from the Mother Earth Mandala Oracle to close out this message. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. What final closing message do you have for Libra regarding this situation? Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Flower of the Self. Get the card or the book here for the card. All right. Flower of the Self. Life might not have always been easy, but this is what has helped you build your strengths and priorities all along the journey. Look at everything you've accomplished with gratitude. Honor your life and body every day with positive thoughts, healthy food, kind words, or pretty clothes. Anything that makes you feel proud, comfortable, and happy is a key to your own beauty. As you learn to love yourself, you will meet your destiny. Everything is within you. Have confidence in your ideas, in your dreams, in yourself. You don't need to question them. They are the mirror of your own unique potential. So keep calm and glow on. Yeah, it is time to choose yourself, Libra. It's not your job to keep other people happy. It is your job to keep yourself happy. And just understand, Libra, that there are going to be individuals in your life that maybe they don't completely understand what you do. They might be triggered by it. They might be irritated by it. But if they're meant to be in your life, they are going to respect you for communicating and being clear with what works and what doesn't. And they're going to respect you for having boundaries and for walking away from things that no longer serve you. You have to choose yourself though, Libra. So I'm sending you lots of love. I hope these messages resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye.